Hello everybody, welcome to gaming, and with Undisputed launching for free on PlayStation Plus, I thought it's time to start doing some guides again. If you've just picked up Undisputed for free on PlayStation Plus and your punches are feeling slow, weak, or you keep getting countered, well then watch this video for tips on how to get better. Today I will be talking about the offensive basics in Undisputed, so you can start landing cleaner shots and winning your fights. First things first, I must talk about the input controls for your punches, because what is offense without punches? To lead with a jab, you will need to hit square if you are using the face buttons, or push the right analog stick to the top left. To throw a straight or a cross, you will use triangle or push the right analog stick to the top right. A left hook is done with the cross button or X button, or by pushing left on the analog stick, and a right hook is done by hitting circle or by pushing right on the right analog stick. For a left uppercut, you need to press square and cross at the same time, or pull the right analog stick down and to the left. For a right uppercut, you will need to press triangle and circle at the same time, or pull the right analog stick down to the bottom right. All punches just listed can be sent to the body by holding L1. When you hold L1, your boxer will aim their shots towards the body. And to throw power punches, you need to hold R1, and once again, the input controls for all of those punches that I told you will now be transformed into power punches. Now that we know the punch controls, we need to talk about something really important, and that is your stance and range. Undisputed is a lot about the range control of fights. If you stay too far out, you will whiff and miss punches, and even the ones that do land may be significantly weaker than they should be. If you get too close, then you're going to start smothering your own shots, and you might see punches glancing off instead of landing properly. That's not to say that you can't utilize being further away or close in, but it's just something that you don't want to do all the time. You need to be within the perfect zone really to be landing good punches in Undisputed, and you can see on screen that this is kind of the range you need to be. It's not an exact science, so you'll need to play around with the game and figure it out for yourself. The jab is your best friend in boxing. It can help you test the range distance, which we've just spoke about. Just throwing a little jab out there can help you gauge where you need to place your boxer. The jab is fantastic for setting up combos. It's usually the best one to begin with, to then advance into more combinations. It can also be more of a defensive thing to interrupt aggressive opponents. You can get little shots in there to break up any offense from your opponent. So as I said, jabs are a great lead into combinations, and they help to keep you safe and drain your opponent over time. Double jabs work wonders. Jab once, see the reaction, jab again to follow up. So speaking of combinations and the jab setting them up, you don't need to be smashing all the buttons on your controller to be effective. You can stick to a couple of combinations, such as a jab and then a cross, jab and a body shot, or a jab and a hook. Short, clean combinations land more often, and they leave your stamina in a healthy position. If you start to miss, stop punching, reset, and go again. I do have a combination guide on the channel already that goes into this much more in depth with more advanced ways to set up and land more combinations, so do check that out after this video. You need to mix between head and body attacks. If you only punch an opponent's head, well, good players online know how to block this. You need to mix things up. If you aim at the head, your opponent will guard high. This then opens up a body shot while they're guarding high. And body shots drain stamina. You will notice that if you land many body shots early on, then in the later rounds, your opponents will be slower because their stamina will have drained from those body shots. Counter offense wins fights. Undisputed is a game that rewards patience. Let your opponents come to you. Master slipping and blocking, and then firing back immediately. You will see a flash of white if you land the punch. This indicates that a counter punch has landed, and counters do more damage and often will stun your opponent. So don't rush into things trying to be the lead aggressor. Wait for mistakes from your opponent and make sure you punish them. Again, I have a counter guide on the channel already that goes into this more in depth, and you should definitely check that out as well. And lastly, make sure you do not forget about your stamina. Stamina is probably the hardest thing to maintain on Undisputed. I have lots of comments on my videos asking about stamina. Basically, you want to avoid being crazy with your punches, not spamming punches constantly, using those short combinations and not overdoing your power punches. Keep an eye on your stamina in the bottom left corner if you're playing in the casual mode. Your short-term stamina goes up and down in a round, but you will notice that your stamina bar will become smaller because your long-term stamina will be affected round to round. So make sure to pace yourself. You can gain back stamina by taking rounds off and not throwing as many punches, but of course if you do that, you will effectively give up that round and your opponent will get points on you. And that's the offensive basics for Undisputed. Master the range, use your jabs, and keep combinations simple. Mix body shots with headshots and punish mistakes. You'll see huge improvements and quick. If this has helped you out, please drop a like and subscribe to Welcome to Gaming for more Undisputed tutorials and gameplay. Let me know what you want to see next on the channel, and you should go and watch this video